Mr. Cooper, would you please give us your full name and DOC number?
Alben Cooper Jr, 536-158.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper. Let me explain our process to you. Do we have any visitors? Okay. Mr. Cooper, let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record. Then we're going to conduct a parole interview with you. Then we'll ask the warden for any input that he might have regarding your case. Then you'll have an opportunity to address the board, make whatever statement you wish, then the board will vote. Do you understand our process?
Yes, sir.
This is the matter of Alben Cooper Jr., DOC number 536158. Mr. Cooper's date of birth is July the 2nd of 1957. He is a second-time felony offender. He has a parole eligibility date of January the 7th of 2024. A full-term date of October the 7th of 2025. He does not earn good time. He is serving a 7-year sentence for carnal knowledge of a juvenile, having been sentenced on August the 27th of 2019 after having his probation violated. Is that fairly accurate, Mr. Cooper?
Yes, sir.
This year's.
Yes,
Your case has been assigned to Mr. Alben Roche. He will begin our interview process. Would you please answer any questions he might have?
thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Cooper. How are you?
Good morning.
Good. Mr. Cooper, you're currently 66 years old, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And this crime started about 2013, is that correct?
I'm going to say approximately yes.
So you were 53 years old. Well, you were 56 years old.
Yes.
So between 56 years old and 59 years old, you molested a male juvenile around the age of 14 to 17. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So tell me why you're in jail today.
Because I committed a crime of carnal knowledge of a juvenile.
Well, you were found guilty and the judge suspended that sentence. I think you got an 8-year sentence and the judge suspended all the sentence.
Yes, sir.
So tell me why you're in jail today.
Oh, I was out on probation and I failed to call the probation officer for about 6 weeks. I missed 1 month of calling the probation officer. And then they thought I had not registered, but I had registered in another parish. And they was bringing me in for that too, but they no processed that because I was registered in another parish and they didn't know it. And but they got me for not calling the probation officer for a month.
Okay. And where were you living? In what parish?
I had registered in Ponchatoula, but I had moved to Houma, and I was in the process of getting ready to register again because I had moved from Ponchatoula, and my phone got wet when I was working. No excuse, but
Okay, now how long did you live in Ponchatoula?
not long at all. About a week.
So basically, the week after your trial, and you went on probation, you moved to Houma.
Yeah.
Why did it take you 4 months? Why did it take you 4 months to register?
Oh, I had registered in St. Charles Parish to start with, but I was moving to Ponchatoula, but that didn't work out for me.
So you were registered in St. Charles, you
Yeah.
moved to Ponchatoula, and then moved to Terrebonne Parish.
Well, I hadn't moved yet. I was trying to find a place. I was working. I was living with a friend, and I was trying to get.
Okay, exactly who was living in that house with your friend?
He lived by himself.
You were There wasn't a juvenile that lived in the house?
Oh, no, sir.
My records indicate that you moved and willfully moved to a residence that you knew a child was residing in direct violation of your conditions of your parole.
No, sir. When I went to Ponchatoula, the probation officer came and the child he was talking about lived next door. And so once the person that I was getting the trailer from found out that they said the child was too close, and that's why I was leaving Ponchatoula and going home.
Why didn't you tell me that at first?
Well, I wasn't sure exactly what you was wanting.
Okay. So tell me exactly what you did to be convicted of causing knowledge of a juvenile.
I had sex with a young man that was 17 years old.
Actually, it started when it was 14.
That's what they said, and but I did not have no physical contact with him until he was 17.
Okay. And did you have an occasion where you asked him to invite his friends over to watch TV and play games?
He was my next door neighbor, and some of his friends were over by my house, yes, because of my son and my daughter. My daughter was his age, my youngest daughter.
Did your son and daughter live with you?
My youngest daughter did at that time.
Did you happen to request sexual favors from the friends when they came over?
No. This just happened between me and him.
But his testimony between two of his friends said that when they went over to play games and watch TV, they were propositioned by you with sexual favors, and then they left because they didn't want any part of it.
I don't know nothing about that testimony.
Now, had you ever been convicted of anything that dealt with juveniles prior to this?
No.
You weren't convicted of contributing to the delinquency of juveniles, 3 counts in 2003,
I wasn't convicted.
but you were arrested
Yes.
and placed on a pretrial intervention program. Is that correct?
I don't think I did a pretrial intervention. I don't remember.
Docket number 68, 8556 on June 17, 2003. Offender was placed in a pretrial intervention program.
Well,
And the aggravated assault charges were dismissed and there's no record of it.
I don't know.
How about May of 2003, you were arrested for simple battery? And it was amended to disturbing the peace.
That was in 2003. That was probably my ex-wife. Well,
Okay.
I never was convicted.
How about the domestic abuse battery?
I don't know. When was that?
That was 2003 also.
Yeah, that was probably my second wife. When that all got thrown out, I never got convicted. That was my ex-wife.
And how about St. Charles Parish, where you got convicted of manufacturing, distributing, and possession of Schedule 1 ecstasy?
That was with my second wife. Actually, she had left me. And I went to the house where she was by her dad. And my daughter was running around, my youngest daughter was running around naked. And my wife had drugs on her. I took the drugs from her and put them in my pocket. And the neighbor, somebody must have called the police. When they came, I had it in my pocket. I was in possession of her ecstasy. It
And
wasn't
you got,
mine.
and you got convicted.
Yeah,
How about 207, domestic abuse and criminal damage to property?
I don't remember that, but I know I didn't get convicted. I don't remember on 2007.
2010, violation of a protective order.
That I don't remember, but I didn't.
And you pled guilty, and you were sentenced to 146 days in a parish jail.
I never spent, the only time I spent time in jail in the parish was when I got convicted on withholding them drugs from her. And the judge gave me 30 days of weekends. That's the only time I ever spent in jail.
Okay, so you have quite a criminal history, Mr. Cooper.
Yes, I only been convicted one time. And when I was in court for what I'm in for jail for now, this assistant district attorney brought that up, and the judge reminded her that I wasn't convicted on none of them charges.
I see a conviction in 2000. I see a conviction in 2002. I see a conviction in 2007. And I see a conviction in 2010.
That's I don't know. I was never convicted, except the one thing. So I don't know what you read.
When you plead guilty, Mr. Cooper, that's a conviction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Right.
you pled guilty to your offense in 2010. You pled guilty to your offense in 2007. You pled guilty to simple battery, was amended to disturbing the peace. And you pled guilty to simple battery in 2002.
I don't remember pleading guilty.
Okay, I'm just reading from you.
I understand.
Okay, so tell me about the programs that you've completed in the 5 years of incarceration.
I've completed anger management, cage your rage, living balance 1 and 2, thinking for a change, BETG Madison County Risk Management Model 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm now tutoring. I've completed a vow. I've completed the 12-step program, AANA 12-step program, and I'm now doing the ongoing AANA. I completed serve safe, and I have a certificate. I completed IC3, which is computer class 1, 2, and 3, and I have a master's certificate in digital literacy. I completed a CDL preparation class. I completed a driver's license class. I have a job life skills certificate. I'm a member of the JCs, the Toastmasters. I have 100 hours of pre-release preparation And that's it.
You've been busy.
Yes, sir. I've got real good.
Great. Let me inform you that the entire legal community, and when I mean the entire legal community, the judge, the DA's office, the sheriff's office, is all opposed to your early release. Now, let's talk about your write-ups in 2020. Mr. Cooper, you had 7 disciplinary write-ups in the year 2020. Tell me why you had so much problem with your disciplinary conduct in 2020.
I had never been in prison before, and it was all new to me. I thought I only had 5 of them. But anyway, when I first got here, I wasn't aware of the rules, and I have to use a catheter, what you call an in and out catheter, and I got some write-ups for unsanitary practices because of that, and 3 of the write-ups were I take a lot of medicines for my bowel blockage. And one of the inmates didn't understand why I had to use the toilet so much.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes,
I understand that as medical reason, but explain why you had a defiance write-up in 2020.
I don't know what defiance that was, sir.
Oh,
You
in
know what-
January 2020, you had a defiance and aggravated disobedience. In February, you had a fight.
That was when I was sitting on the toilet. I did not fight, and they found me not guilty because the guy slapped me. He wanted to know why I was on the toilet so many times, and they found me not guilty because I did not fight back because I was.
So my records show that you found guilty and that you lost 2 weeks canteen and 2 weeks of phone privileges. It was suspended.
Yeah, on that all happened in the same day because after this guy slapped me, they went to get my stuff to bring it to the hole, and they found some trash under my locker. This was all the same day. They gave me unsanitary practices. They found me with 2 mattresses, but I came from another dorm where the bed had a broken spring.
Mr. Cooper, let me stop you right there.
Okay.
I understand that you had problems and you got written up for unsanitary practice. Explain why you got 2 disciplinary write-ups for theft of state property.
There should be only 1, and it should be the mattress that I didn't steal. They gave me the mattress.
I had 1 in July and 1 in December of 2020.
Unless you can tell me what it was, I don't know what it was.
Can you give some insight to those write-ups?
Unless you can explain to me a little more, I should only have.
Mr. Cooper, I'm speaking to the warden right now.
Oh, okay. One day.
Yeah, I'm reading the one you're talking about, and looks like he was trying to make a emergency sick call, and him and the officer had an issue. And it says offender Cooper is receiving a violation of rule number 2 for intentionally lying to me about not being able to move or walk.
Now I understand.
What was it, theft of, warden?
That was, they wrote him up for theft for that.
Okay.
And then the other theft was the 2 mattresses.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Cooper, you have a very, very poor supervision record. You were given a chance. You were given a chance when you were convicted. And you didn't follow the rules and regulations. And you didn't register in the parish in which you lived. My records show that you were living with a juvenile. Your general disciplinary conduct is unacceptable. You have opposition from all branches of the legal community. You have a moderate needs assessment. And basically, I need to hear some comments from the warden before I make a decision. Warden, thank.
Yes, sir. Looking back and talking with Mr. Cooper, I know that 2020, he did have a little bad run here. It looks like he did get on track and has taken many classes to help himself. The living plan that he and I talked about yesterday and in his poor history of supervision, I'm a little bit concerned about that.
Thank you, Warden. Mr. Chairman.
Anything you'd like to say, Mr. Cooper, before the panel votes?
I haven't been rolled up in right at 4 years now. When I first got here, I had to learn because I've never been in prison before. These write-ups that I got, and now that I know what the warden has said, the first one, I have medical needs. I told the lieutenant that I couldn't walk, that I needed help, I needed a wheelchair. She thought I could walk. That's that write-up. The other write-up with the theft and the 2 mattresses. Where I was, they had a broken spring in the bed. I had 2 mattresses. They moved me to another dorm. The 2 mattresses came with me. They wrote me up when the guy slapped me for having them 2 mattresses. All that put together, that's really like 1 write-up. 2 write-ups is what it really is because they're together. I'm 66 and a half years old. Once I found out how things go here and learn the rules, I'm good. As far as all these people talking against me, that's the people who put me in here. I haven't heard anything from you about the victim or the victim's family. We were good friends, okay? We lived right next to each other. Bad things happen. I use bad judgment. I've been doing everything right for 4 years. I have 1,140 days of schooling, which I can't get, but I took them. I know right from wrong. I've done everything in my power to get out of here with 75% of this done. My original sentence wasn't but 3 years probation. Because I didn't call this probation officer for 1 month, they brought me in for 3 things. They brought me in for the failure to register, resisting arrest, and failure to call. And failure to call probation. They process the failure to register once they found out that I registered, and they process the resisting arrest. The only thing is the phone call. I had 3 months of probation and 1 phone call. And I'm in here for 7 years. This has ruined my life. I've been here almost 5 years now. I need to get out. I need to go to my family. I have a young daughter who's just started college, who needs my help financially. I have 5 children, 8 grandchildren, and I need to get out in the world as soon as possible. And I'm asking for y'all help in this matter, and that's. I've done everything in my power in here. Like I said, I haven't been wrote up in 4 years. I had a couple of missteps right off the bat because I didn't know how the game's played in here, but I learned quickly. I stayed out of everybody's way for 4 years, going to church and doing the things I was supposed to be doing. And if y'all don't grant me this, I'm out of here in a year and 11 months and 2 weeks anyway. But I would like to get it started on a new chapter in my life. And be there for my family. That's about it.
Thank you.
Y'all ready to vote?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Cooper. Forgive me for not mentioning the victim. The victim in this case is unopposed to your release. He has sent a statement in and he is unopposed to your release. Based upon a poor supervision performance, based on the legal community strongly opposing your release, a moderate needs assessment, in my opinion, you are a risk to the community at large. In the proximity of your good time date, I'm denying your request.
Thank you, Mr. Marshall. Ms. Wise?
Mr. Cooper, I've listened as well and read the reports. I concur with my colleague. My vote is to deny as well. The nature of the offense, the poor supervision history. For those reasons, I'm opposed as well.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wise. Mr. Cooper, you know, a lot of the things that you've said today are accurate. You were on probation. You were not sentenced to prison. But as a sex offender, you are required to do certain things. And it appears to me that you have really minimized your violations. You know, it wasn't just one phone call. There were a number of things, primarily the fact that there was a 12-year-old person there. You stipulated to your probation violations. That's why you're in prison. You're right. You're going to be getting out shortly, but you're still going to have to register. And you need to understand that that registration is serious. And if you don't follow all of the registration rules, you will find yourself right back in prison again. So I would encourage you to get a better understanding of what is required of you once you get out and are required to register. You have 2 votes. My vote likewise would be to deny. So your parole today has been denied. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay, thank you.